getting to finally play Stafford.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm not even gonna watch it. Like, it's not. It ain't even worth the time. Yeah, it's just gonna be one of them situations where I was telling you before we got on here. I think the Rams were favored by like 16, 17 points.
Yeah, which is
watching, like, you would think, people thought that they might have a chance against the Bengals, 35-11. Just was like, Goff just doesn't look good. I mean, the offense is depleted, injuries starting to pop up. So I mean, we're literally literally like a wounded animal, and it ain't. And that, I mean, they're gonna. I'd be shocked if we don't have at least like 40, 42 to 45 points. So yeah, it's probably gonna be, Goff. I mean, coach just called him out, which I think was right that he did, because he is really he really ain't been playing well, and then the last few weeks, and yeah, I mean, you just said like the Lions got like a bottom 5 defense, just missing like key players at like every level of the defense. Got a lot of rookies out there, which is promising. Just showing that they are playing well. A lot of them are starting to grade pretty well, just as far as like data, plays and whatnot. But I mean, it's gonna be pretty crazy. Obviously, we all still rooting for Stafford, so you hope that he kind of is able to put a good game together for 3-4 touchdowns. Start to kind of start being the league leader in some categories. Start going after that MVP.
Yeah. No, I think I think some Lions fans are beginning to realize just how good he was.
Yeah.
I think, and this is only going to help further that when he comes and I personally think he's going to come and probably shoot to try to put 50 on us.
Yeah.
I think, he was in my personal opinion, unrightfully voted as the person that was one of the issues I just don't think he was. And I think, that's going to come to show, and it is already coming to show. If we had Stafford on this team alone, we probably would already have probably 2 victories.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could give us that at two times where Goff alone has lost us a game.
Definitely would have beat the Ravens.
Yep.
Like, that would have made that happen, and probably could have stolen from like the Bears or the Vikings.
Yeah. I mean, we play lots of close games, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just see that. And then, I've seen videos this week on Twitter of people like shit talking his wife after losses and when he was on the Lions. And, I just think all of that's going to, boil up and turn out to us just not, just kind of taking one on the chin. And he's going to, like you said, probably catapult himself into the MVP race, which would be the ultimate, slap in the face to us is if he goes and puts a MVP on his mantle after this, and and we traded away MVP for whatever we got, and and it's also kind of funny. It just hit me that we're both wearing the Hawaiian blue, so. But yeah, so no, I mean, I ultimately, obviously, we're Lions fans, but I will be honest, I don't see a good outcome of this, and I'm personally kind of rooting for Stafford in this one.
Yeah.
So
I want to pad the stats. Get 300, 325. Throw a couple 60-yard bombs, preferably to Cooper Kupp. He's my fantasy team. I could definitely use that. I don't have a chance this week. I could definitely use a good 30-piece from him. But no, I mean, I feel like I'm hoping that he's able to have a big game, and it's rightfully so, because I feel like we did him a pretty bad disservice. Like, you just hit on the head. Like, they've tried to find a way to make it his fault. He couldn't even give him a coach for more than like 3 years. And then when they found a good coach and had him for 4 years, Caldwell, found a way to ruin that too. So it's like, I feel like they just, after a while, I mean, his record wasn't the greatest, but I think 76-90, I mean, they had an 0-16 season. So, like, you know what I'm saying? To be able to kind of like even come close to being that, around that at 500, I mean, I just feel like that's pretty big accomplishment in itself. In that unstable of an organization, it's been that unstable for probably close to 25, 30 years.
Yeah, and so when was this? So we got one more loss since then. The Lions are 14-39 since firing Jim Caldwell, and we fired Jim Caldwell because he went 9-7. So
in that game, that last game he lost to that season, I never forget it. They lost to the Bengals on some like BS just pass run down the sideline. Literally lost. I think it was like an overtime or something like that. So like we went to playoffs 2 out of those 4 years,
something like that.
and that was the same. I mean, that was around that time too. I think Aaron Rodgers threw that ball, threw that Hail Mary. They thought that they got his face mask, and they didn't. Like,
yeah. No,
and
he got cheated. We got cheated in the playoffs with the coach. So yeah, no, I agree completely. I'm just bringing that up to say that we've never done any of our great players
right
any service. So
like it'd be crazy to see Calvin Johnson's what his record is while he was there, or like wins and losses when he played. Because
I agree. So it's gonna be tough. Tough to watch him come out.
Yeah.
And just to see what we have on the other side. But ultimately, I think he's headed for good things this year, and the Lions headed for the first pick. So,
yeah, that's all I can look this year. I mean, all I can look forward to 2 first-round draft picks, and for the next couple of years. That's literally all there is to hang your hat on. Like it's gonna be, not gonna be able to get rid of Goff. Gonna have him for another year. Maybe they'll draft QB and just sit him down, and because I don't think I'd give him away for like a 5th round pick, 4th round pick. Like he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not.
Yeah.
After this year, he's gonna be so defeated.
Yeah, he has all that money on his contract though.
Yeah, that's what's tough. God, how did he get that? Even that year.
That's Super Bowl.
Even that year, so I had him on a fantasy team. He only had he threw 30 touchdowns, but he had 20 in 6 games. 6 or 7 games, something crazy, and then the rest of the season, he had more interceptions and touchdowns. I don't know. It was just
yeah.
It was still so hot and cold. I mean, obviously they were nice. I mean, they had Gurley, and he was just surrounded. Stafford never saw anything close to what. He had a couple of good offenses when he was in Detroit, but he ain't had no defense that Goff had.
Yeah.
So it's crazy though. It's hopefully 2023, that's just really kind of what it's going to be for Detroit.